My name is John Roderick with Scribe Design Build in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and this is a passive house project we just completed. From inception, it was how do we put a house here in this environment and have it at once be a livable space that is also being respectful to its surroundings. Behind us is a recently dedicated park. Throughout the massing and scheme of coming up with how to utilize this lot, there was a lot of consideration in how it would interact with the park, mainly in sort of setting back, creating a terrace in order to have glazing out towards the park and be able to enjoy the park views, with having this large cube kind of being injected into the site. Early on, very important to have some natural materials to sort of break up sort of the brutality of that. This is a certified passive house, which aims to drastically reduce the amount of energy that a home is going to consume. It offers an airtight envelope, very insulated wall assemblies throughout, and high-efficient HVAC systems, all which maintain healthy indoor air quality and reduce the overall consumption of energy. We wanted to use a locally sourced hardwood that would have its beauty that's apparent, while also wanting something that we knew would have longevity. We wanted it to be able to speak for itself without having to do much more other than to give it its own sort of framework within the project, whether that's being sort of set back or detailing around windows, or in this case also being used as cladding and as a deck material. Wherever we had a penetration through a different material, in this case like a corrugated metal, we created a wood escutcheon which was scribed to the profile of the metal that then allows us to either mount the fixture, whether that's a hose bib or a light fixture. It's an area where you have a lot of things interacting, number one. It's also an area where you're going to trap moisture, but with a product like the Americana that's thermally modified, it's much less of a concern there. We sort of sprung on the opportunity to use that there as a way to sort of seamlessly integrate some of these different materials. There's really no learning curve in terms of how to approach using the material. It was just like using any other, wood siding. It is interesting, you cut into it the first time, and I was struck by just how beautiful the wood was throughout. Having not interacted with thermally modified wood before, I wasn't sure if I was seeing just sort of like a, like a hard candy shell, or if I was seeing, like a structure that's been changed throughout. And it's throughout the entire, section of wood. In taking the leap into being passive house builders, we've resigned ourselves to kind of not look back in many ways. So whether that's in training and airtightness and building really nice insulated assemblies, we would never go back to doing anything less than that. And in many ways, we sort of feel the same about thermally modified wood now. If there's a decking project that, any exterior wood that needs to be incorporated, this is where we would go, and I don't think we'd really compromise on that. It really is the thing that people gravitate to. I think whenever there's natural wood that's being used in a product, it's very familiar and comforting, and it's nice to be able to use that in ways that maybe we wouldn't have traditionally considered. But having a product that we know will last and continue to add tremendous beauty and almost give the project some life. As we watch this wood go from its like beautiful oiled to now telling a story of exposure and settle into this like beautiful silver color, especially on the south facade. It is a reminder of how things aren't built for one instant, and we're trying to build resiliency into our buildings.